Banter fam, happy Sunday to you all. Hope you're all having a relaxed weekend, and I hope we're about to see a mega short squeeze. Guys, I do want to speak about big short squeeze. If we look at the last week in general, not a bad week when it comes to a couple of altcoins. We're still waiting for a lot of the major altcoins to wake up. However, we are starting to see some money get distributed into the altcoins. And we can see 𝗧 has had a big week. And we can also see that a bunch of meme coins are starting to wake up. And obviously, Solana is looking like one of the strongest altcoins right now. Now, there are a bunch of whispers around ETFs and all of these type of things when it comes to Sol, but Sol is one of the altcoins that are starting to break trend nice and early. So, guys, I want us to get prepared for obviously the higher time frame short squeeze. Yes, this is nice on short time frame. We haven't even had full major pumps just yet. However, we do obviously have to pay attention to the very big Bitcoin short squeeze horizon. Right now, the last few days, we actually seen dominance come down a little bit, and therefore alts are starting to look nice and strong. But the alts are only about to break their resistances now, right? We are now approaching an important trend line, and from here, you're looking at around a 30 to 40% move within the alts. But the big one is obviously Bitcoin. And why I'm turning a little bit more bullish. I had a target at 125. Right. But the longer we are sitting over here, the bigger the move is boiling up, right? The bigger the move is going to be, the longer we trend sideways. And we have now been here in these areas all the way since December. We've been hugging this 110,000 on Bitcoin. And now I am preparing at any point for a short squeeze up to the $130,000 to $140,000 zone. And again, I do think altcoins are going to explode with Bitcoin. So today I want to make sure we have our buy zones, right? That we understand which altcoins are going to pop first, which ones are coming next, and making sure that we are ready. I also think it is now time that trading is going to become highly profitable. Right? When it comes to the years, there's a certain percentage of when trades are actually really good and outperform the rest of your portfolio. Okay. And there's times where they don't, just chop around. But I think we're getting to that point now where a trading streak is about to happen. Now, you having a trading streak while having a long-term portfolio can become very powerful because these trading streaks could bring you easily 100, 200, 300% on your positions. And this will help you not only recover quicker, okay, but really show you how fast you can make money back in crypto as much as it can chop you up for a couple of months. That 2-month pump, that strong move to the upside is what separates those who make a ton of money in crypto and those who kind of get flushed out. So guys, I'm here on a Sunday. I want to go through a bunch of altcoins with you guys today. Obviously show the views going into the weekly close and where I think Bitcoin's going the next 24 hours, as well as where I think it will happen over the next couple of weeks. And then we're going to drag on the indicator and go through a bunch of your altcoins. Today, I just want to come and spend time with you guys on a Sunday and make sure that while this market's still a little bit in a snooze fest, okay, that we are ready when the market wants to pop again and the exciting times can return back to crypto. Guys, no more wasting time. Happy Sunday to you all. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗏. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
The fan brand channel, hit the subscribe button, and guys, like it up. Who is a bull in the house today? I see we're around 75% bullish. The bulls are starting to slowly return, right? Now and then, you know, being a bull, I've been a bull more than a bear within crypto. It is the most exhilarating position to be in, right? Being a bull is just like we just those maniacs that just keep believing, and we just those crazy ones that sit in the side of the corner. Okay, but it's very fun. And then we go through phases where we get our asses whipped from the markets. Okay, and then we go through the phases where we absolutely kill it, right? But bull for me in an industry that is just going up very much when it comes to the 10-year, 20-year, 30-year, you know, marks, and you zoom out and you see the trajectory of where crypto is going, you know, bull has always been my favorable position. Okay, but we do have to have hard helmets on, right? We have to get through these chop stages. But I love it that the moment a green candle comes back, bulls come flying in so much faster than bears, right? When these markets are going down, how many bears come in? They come in, market gets sucked out. When the green candle comes, though, here comes the squad. The squad comes in by millions very quickly. And that's why the market can go from a bear market to a bull market in a matter of 7 days, right? It can just switch on and just absolutely move very quickly. And that's why you got to know that any pullbacks or tough times, or, you know, it can be months of chop and these type of things, they do eventually pass. And when they pass, all the bulls return. right? Everything just comes back so quickly. Those that maybe got burnt before, everyone comes flying back very quickly. And this is why you'll get that massive hype pump that just comes out of nowhere, and why it pumps very fast, you know, for a short period of time. And then it really starts to trap within the market and that as well. So just know, again, bulls will return. And they'll return the moment you see one damn green candle. The moment we have altcoins come join the party as well, again, views just go insane. The amount of people that just come within crypto goes insane, right? And we have to understand that that part of the cycle comes at any point, and it can happen super, super, super quick. So let's go through a couple of things. How's everyone doing? Yes, short squeeze. We're going to speak about the short squeeze. There's definitely a short squeeze. I think we're up to 30 billion in liquidations now if Bitcoin goes to 112,000, right? That's not far. You're 3% away from a lot of money being liquidated with shorts. Okay, so it's quite obvious of where price wants to soon go. Okay, and we obviously got to make sure that we are a part of that. And then there's also a big short squeeze arising on the altcoins, right? Because what you'll slowly start seeing is when Bitcoin goes through the highs at any point, you know, Bitcoin has broken all-time highs a few times now. Okay, but it's only once that it really went. When we first broke the 73,000, we went to, or the 71, we then went to 73, and then we kind of rejected, right? Then we sat down for a couple of weeks, and then we exploded from there, and we ended up going all the way to the 100,000. Then 3 times we've attempted to break the 100, and we just have not, right? Now, the times that we have not broken through and kind of just sat there is when altcoins kind of got sucked dry when the markets were pulling back. Right, but the moment that Bitcoin cleared the all-time high and went from the 73,000 to 100, you saw what happened to altcoins, right? Altcoins went. We saw ETH again go from 1.7 all the way back to $4,000, right? We even saw Solana go from sub-hundreds all the way up to 300, right? So the moment there's that spark up, things kind of wake up very quickly. Okay, yes, so all the way. So again, guys, the big squeeze that's arising over here, or that's building up, and it's not far away, is sitting here between this 111 and 112, right? Even a bit at 113. Again, it's kind of the last line of defense when it comes to the bears. Remember, the bears have been doing well. They have been rejecting. They have been keeping their wall nice and strong. Okay, but the bulls just keep eating up at these walls over here. And eventually, you're just going to get complete exhaustion from the bears when it comes to Bitcoin side. And once you pop through, you're actually going to see a strong rally again. And again, a strong rally is very similar to this one over here, where we did hit for multiple weeks. The moment we got through it, mega short squeeze. So again, I'm still getting prepared for this at any point, right? Just for 3 big weekly candles from Bitcoin that really gets it going. Okay, and again, once we get through these highs over here, all those confidence emotions return to the markets. You know, no one doubts if we're in a bull market again, and then money starts getting put into the altcoins again, right? Again, we saw when times were getting tough in the world, Bitcoin held incredibly strong. So another very big reminder that when this market goes bullish again, and again, I'm going to speak about everyone getting drunk again, right? When everyone starts getting drunk again within crypto, just keep it in mind that banking a lot of Bitcoin, whenever you have great trades, just taking some profits and putting them into Bitcoin. And whenever you have these good streaks upside, just accumulate a lot of Bitcoin, right? When stuff's going tough in the world, just look how well Bitcoin's performing and while it's holding and how strong it is when the markets move up again, right? Bitcoin is just such a very good asset to accumulate. So just remember, taking profits is important. You don't have to get out of the markets. When the market starts to rise again, just bank a bunch of BTC on the way makes sense, right? And we've all realized it doesn't matter how great the altcoins are, they're kind of stuck in bear markets too. So it makes sense now on this next pop, we get into a bunch of altcoins. We load the altcoin bags up. We have it all going. But when the market goes parabolic, right, we also know it's vital then to take the altcoins and convert them into Bitcoin, right? And the whole purpose over the next 10 years is don't lose your Bitcoin. I think that's the question. You can temporarily lose dollars. You can temporarily take losses on trades. The main thing is if you have turned majority of your altcoins at some point into Bitcoin and markets come down, short term, you're a little bit lower on dollar value, but you're not lower when it actually comes to the amount of Bitcoin you have accumulated, right? And that over time will bring you true wealth. So another big, just a reminder, and again, I want to remind these things before the pops happen so that we kind of can be aware of what to do when it happens, because you're about to go to a nightclub, you're about to see the most pretty people in the world, you're about to see the most incredible drinks, you're about to have the most incredible vibes, and you're going to lose yourself, right? And that's okay. So the main thing is before you go into the club, you kind of have created, you're responsible, and you've created the rules that you need for when you lit, is what we call it, right? When you're drunk and crazy as hell, right? You have set these things that can kind of make sure you don't get too out of hand, right? You do have a way to get home, Okay, you do have someone keeping an eye on you. You do have these type of things as well, right? And that's the important thing again, that this market takes you into the sober high and the sober craziness at any point. You're gonna be this drunk version of yourself. Make sure you can do whatever you can now before you get drunk to make sure that you can kind of stick to as much of it as possible. And again, if I ask you the question now, how much money is enough? I would ask yourself that question today, right? Before this market pops, how much is enough, right? How much money do you really want to make? Okay, and if you got $1,000, want to go to $1 million, no problem, but you got to work hard. You got to be on the charts every day. Unfortunately, you got to be on there, sleeping minimal, up when the markets are moving, and that's how you get from $1,000 to $1 million. If you want to go from $1,000 to $3,000, you can just do it by slowing down a lot, trading once or twice a year, taking it nice and easy. But ask yourself the question today: how much do I really want? What I really want to make? Commit to whatever it takes to get to one of those type of areas, and make sure you've really put it down so that when the market takes off, you already have a game plan of where you're getting out and where you're taking profits and these type of things. Again, the market's going to return and give money again. That's what it's going to do, right? It's been taking money for the last couple of weeks, a couple of months. Why? Because if you look in the background, you could see a lot of institutions fell very behind with crypto. Right? You just think about it. Countries, institutions, banks, whatever it may be, right? Everyone fell very behind on crypto. Everyone kind of missed the 2020, 2021 bull market. That's what happened, right? So when we started getting institutions and ETFs and all these things kind of involved, it's quite funny to see how the alts haven't moved much for the last year, like rarely, okay? And Bitcoin has slowly made its way up, but retail hasn't really been wanted in this market for many, many, many months now. Right? And it's quite weird how retail are getting flushed out within crypto, but all of these banks and everyone are kind of accumulating because they were late to the party. So just a reminder again, when all the bags are full from the big guys, right, the market is going to go absolutely parabolic, right? And it's going to go parabolic, and it's going to want a lot of people to come into crypto because that is what creates the exit liquidity. I've spoken about this many times, and that's just the truth of it, right? If it's just institutions involved, it's very hard to take profits. Right, because kind of a lot of them are on the same team anyway, right? We've got to understand that as well. All of them are buddies. I've realized that. The more I go to the business world, everyone knows each other, right? Everyone's buddies over there, so it's us against the damn world, right? That's how it works. So, guys, the big short squeeze horizon over here on Bitcoin. The liquidation levels are sitting at the 112, 113, and then after that, at any point, I do think a squeeze to 140, 145 is going to happen at any point. We can see that the dominance slowly starting to slow down over here. It's actually putting in a good candle that we might see another red one next week. Okay, and obviously the altcoins join the party. Want Bitcoin's in a safe place. There's two big areas of where they break out. The one is catching the early breakout now, which would be if we zoom in over here. Just catching this daily breakout over here, which is not far from doing right now, okay? And then the big one, which is zooming out over here. Just zoom out quickly and putting in this one over here too. Okay, so there are two trend lines. Now, why I like this very much is the one, we are basically getting the urgency of getting our bags ready for the pop. The second one is going to be update your stop loss, right? So just giving you a little bit of structure. This is why I put two trend lines in. So there's two short squeezes. The one is from where we are right now. Okay, and then we short squeeze to this top piece over here. Okay, and that is a good 30%, 40% move on a bunch of your altcoins, right? Taking this into context within your altcoins. Here is ETH, for example. Okay, it basically gets ETH to short squeeze from this box over here and basically gets us back close to the 4,000. Right, that's the first short squeeze that we see over here. Anywhere to the mid 3,000s, that's the first one. Okay, so going back over here, and I'll even show you with Solana again. So first squeeze from here, we start squeezing to the areas of back to the 200. Basically go to the 60-70% mark of the previous dump off, right? That's the first squeeze, which is this one from here to here, okay? Then the next squeeze is to the all-time highs. And that's obviously us retracing all of this over here and getting back to the damn interesting lands again, right? That then the second squeeze is Solana from 200 all the way back to the $300 mark. Okay, so there's two squeezes. So this one, the first squeeze is basically us fishing now when the interest is still extremely low within crypto and a lot of people kind of being flushed out. So we're nice and early when it comes to this one over here. And then when we get to this one, you're still actually pretty early for those who enter crypto because we haven't broken the all-time highs here yet, okay? But they kind of the B level early, and then once we go into all-time high territories, and that's when all the latecomers come, right? Again, by then, I keep bringing up the drinking analogy. We want to have our booth. We want to have our drinks. We want to have our friends around the table. We want to be nice and cozy by the time all the people come in and they're all piling up with the lines of the door, right? We want to be in cozy and enjoying the damn party. Best seats in the house. Fantastic. Having a great time and going, right? So again, that's the two squeezes, and this is why we are currently paying attention to this over here. The next thing that's also quite important to pay attention to is just look how we are engulfing. Right, this is a very strong buy up that we are seeing right now. Okay, the fact that we have now made one green weekly candle like this that has basically absorbed the last 3 weeks is very powerful. Okay, and it's just showing us that there was fear in the market, yes, but it was all temporary. Look how fast the moment this market just has a bit of good news. And please understand something. We have seen a lot of hard news on the news, TVs and whatever, right? There's been a lot of hardness in the world over the last couple of months. That's going to soon turn too. Everyone's going to be buddies again, right? And the stock market's going to want to pump again, right? And the princes are going to want to come on again. And everyone's going to want to, like, the good time is coming. And when the good times come, the fact that we could survive pretty strong like this in the hard times just shows you the good times is here. And people are kind of, South Africa call it 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, right? They're kind of tired of it. People want to make money again. They want things to move on again, right? We're kind of over it now. It's been a lot of the same thing. Okay, so that's a very good thing as well. And obviously looking at the altcoins are very close from engulfing its candle over here too. Okay, so this is good. So let's jump in and let's go through the plays, guys. 2 plays. The first one, there is a short-term rejection now. Okay, and then I do think Bitcoin starts pushing in. Now I do want to speak about it. So Bitcoin let's zoom in a little bit more now, and we'll understand the short squeeze levels a little bit. Okay, so that is Bitcoin, how it currently looks. And this has obviously been all the way how it's been since May, the last 2 months. Okay, and now you can basically see we've been making this huge bull flag. So just zooming out here just to show you. Okay, big bull flag, zoom out. That's a bull flag, right? It's a bullish pattern. Therefore, every time we're hitting from the bottom over there, we are bouncing pretty strong. Now, the next thing we got to look at is obviously the breakout. So this is where we are close. However, we are at resistance. So the first initial thought for today is let's speak about the pullback, right? Short-term pullback, rejection over here, we into resistance, and then we speak about the short squeeze after. Because if you zoom in now, it's pretty clear that your short squeeze is sitting in this area over here. Right, this is where the shorters are still trying to short, right? These are where people are still trying to hold the market down. Okay, so the moment the market's up here, they're trying to short. So you're still going to get a bunch of selling pressure over here. Then all of them are going to short this area over here, which is basically between this 108 and this 110. And then after that, what you'll have is a bunch of stop losses being set over here. And then you got a bunch of arrogant shorters in the market, very similar to the way it is when the markets are bullish, okay, that won't have stop losses. Okay, screw it, I ain't going to use a stop loss as market's coming down. Bitcoin's going to 0, right? Altcoins suck. There's never going to be an alt season. All those type of things could come in, right? Therefore, no stop losses means there is a bunch of liquidation sitting in this area over here, right? So zooming in, we can now see that nice and clear. Okay, so let's speak about first scenario. First scenario is rejection, and where do we buy? Okay, because there's a bunch of altcoins now that are starting to break trends. Okay, what I like about this now is Bitcoin's actually looking incredibly strong, and it's now hit this breakout zone over here. So I actually don't think the pullback is too big, but let's speak about the 2 scenarios. So the first one is a pullback. It will happen from now, the next few hours, and then I think into the weekly close it will push. We'll push into the zone over here, and then we'll start getting ready to push up over here. Right? If the market wants to reject a little bit harder, which it can right now, it will catch the market a little bit off guard. Be prepared for it. There could be one shakeout. Maybe we even sit here and they shake us out on the starting of the weekly candle tomorrow. Okay, but it's a buy, guys. It's an absolute buy if you get this dip off over here. Maybe there's the second scenario here where we do decide to dip off here. Then we get going. And what that will look like on the weekly is because you have this big engulfing candle here. It basically means that the start of tomorrow, right, you will see the start off a little bit red, like this. Start the week off on the Monday, a little bit red, like this, and then it will turn into a green candle and go for the rest of the week. Okay, because this is bullish, but they can sometimes start the next candle red and then start to rally off. So that is the dip off scenario, and that's until we have broken trend. Keep that in mind and probably make this priority A, right? No financial advice, your choice. But for me, priority A, that's why I'm still sitting with a bunch of trading cash when it speaks, right? When it comes to the actual explosion, it looks like this. right? We push up into the 110. And again, if the markets want to go now, this is very much a scenario that can play out today. Markets push out, retest, and then push the highs over here. Okay, amazing. So let's jump in. It's very clear that dominance is getting ready to come down. Your altcoins are going to absolutely fly when this market wants to get moving to the upside again, right? When you look at the total 3 here, this is short time frame. This is the short squeeze I was speaking about. There it is, right? We are very close. You could see here, we have not been able to get through this now for the last, 2-3 weeks. Okay, we've been sitting at the same resistance and our alts just haven't recovered just yet. That's soon going to change. The moment we get through these highs over here, you can see the resistance very clear. There is a big short squeeze, and that's the squeeze that we want to catch, right? Until then, we must understand that we are in resistance, okay? And this can also be a play. Small pullback with Bitcoin now into the zones, and we go. But that pullback that happened a couple days back has now been completely absorbed, okay? Either it's going to do this, so again, small pullback, and then push to the upside, which means that a lot of altcoins have broken trend lines, and I just want to show you guys this. Okay, there's the trend line break. We drop into the trend line, and then we go. So all the altcoins that have broken important trends, if they come and retest now, that's the buy. Then from there, we start to explode, right? The next scenario is we pop, test, and go. Okay, to the upside. So let's go through this over here. Here's the examples. You see ETH right now. Go draw this trend line on the 4-hour. ETH, we know high time frame. We want it, right? We know ETH is getting ready at any point to go to $4,000 to $5,000 again. We know BlackRock's been accumulating. We know behind the doors, ETH is next. It's clear, right? ETH is coming, and so is the big altcoins too. So let's zoom in over here, and let's show you. Zoom in on the 4-hour. That is the trend line. See that trend line? That is it over there. So for now, okay, here is still your support zones where it's been bouncing. Right? That's for now. But at any point now, if we start breaking through here, this trend over here, that is the signal. That's the signal to get your ETH. It's getting ready to pop off. Keep an eye on that trend. So again, first scenario, dip off over here. Why am I bringing you the show right now? I'm saying, guys, don't miss the dip if it happens. Don't miss the dip. Don't miss the dip. Accumulate what you can. Right? If you are a leverage trader, wait for trends to break. Don't guess. Don't wait for the trends to break and get in, right? Don't be afraid. Have the cojones, have the confidence to get in there and put a damn stop loss, right? Because again, if we start breaking these trends over here, it's the lowest risk you get as a trader. Remember, traders about entering with good risk. That's it. So it starts to break these trends here. Put a stop loss right under over here. Your risk is low. Go for it, right? But don't leverage trade when the market's pumping like this. Well, don't get fresh entries when the market's pumped because your risk is crap. But when it's pulling down, slow down, it's the best time to start building your positions, right? So there's ETH. Here's Sol, guys. Look at Solana. Something's happening with Sol, right? There is the big trend line. There is where we start the short squeeze. So for now, let's quickly start off here again. You take the trend from the top, right? And the top is the area of where it was 188. You can see we are at this trend. For now, expect the pullback. Let's go in over here. Let's draw it up. Expect the pullback. There's your pullback into the zone. And then from there, so your loading up zone is here, basically the mid 140s to the 150. Okay, that's the first scenario. Nice spot buys. And the moment we start breaking through these trends over here, get ready for a $180 to a $200 Solana very quickly. Sol, again, is looking strong to Bitcoin. There it's breaking out to Bitcoin. Not only is it breaking out to Bitcoin, it's obviously getting ready for a higher time frame breakout. Look at that, right? It has now broken a good trend, which means if Bitcoin does have a small pullback now, it will pull back fat into your zone, and then you're getting ready for Solana pump to go up. So Sol is looking strong as hell. Going through the list over here, keep eyes on all the major trend lines. I'm bringing this to you early, guys. So when the short squeeze happens, I don't want to hear, oh, Mr. I don't have anything to buy. Don't. Okay, I'm giving you the trends now. I'm giving you the pullback buys now. Make sure that, again, if you are here, it takes courage, guys. And don't be afraid of courage. Don't be afraid of getting yourself out there. It doesn't matter what the past has done to you. It does not matter. Keep going, keep pushing, keep striving, keep trading, right? Very, very, very important. There is Sui. There's a big Sui push incoming. The next push for me is back to $5. I seriously think that when Sui breaks this trend over here, you are equipping yourself up for 100% trade. So again, it has not broken the trends yet, which means expect this. Pullback and then rip off, right? Amazing. Injective, Injective is actually, this will be a fun little trade for the leverage traders, right? If you zoom in here, you'll see a retest is incoming. And your retest is not too far. It's 2% lower than where we are now, right? But they pull back here into this zone, and then we push up. And why I like this one, because as a leverage trader, right, I like building my leverage up. So I start off on a low leverage and then I build it up. There's another big trend after that. So by getting an entry here and pushing up here, you could really build your positions big on the break of that trend over there too. So keep an eye out on Injective. Another alt that's obviously looking strong as well is XRP. XRP breaking out. So a nice little short push over here, and XRP is getting ready to push to the mid to the late $2 range. Couple of altcoins. Let's go through it. Okay, let's go look at what the buys are calling on the indicator right now. Let's go see. Okay, so this is on dominance over here. Let's see what is currently coming up on a couple of buys over here. Okay, so I'm going a little bit higher time frame because I believe higher time frame is better than anything right now. Okay, so there is a Cardano long that is being told over here. Okay, so the longs are here basically telling you. So again, I do think the market has a short-term pullback and then we pop, but it's basically saying the buy zones are here at this 55 cents. Then a strong push is coming up over here. So the indicator is saying on the 12-hour, there was a long called over here 2 days ago, and it's telling you that it's now coming back into the zone over here. Your stop loss is at just under 50 cents or just above 50 cents. This is telling you for the bigger move. Now let's go put in a couple of tools here, because I want my bigger move. I want to understand what this looks like TP wise, right? So let's jump in here and have a look where the TPs are set for the higher time frame. Okay, so it's telling us for this specific trade here, a push up to the 74 to 75 cent mark, right? If we go higher, because again, we want to see higher moves over here. There's the next TPs at 85 cents over there too. So big trade incoming over here when it comes to Cardano. I see it's calling along on XRP as well. Remember, 12-hour is best for your spot positions. Lower time frames better for your leverage positions. Spot positions, it's telling you that TRX, Cardano, Solana, XRP, these are all in higher time frame entries over here. Let's go through. Let's go see. I see there's another TRX on the daily and Cardano on the daily long over here too. Right, so again, a lot of high time frame pressures over here that we are seeing when it comes to the indicator telling us high time frame buys. Okay, can we go and get some alts from the community? We'll put it on the indicator for you guys, and we'll go through that, and we'll be done in about 10 minutes. Okay, because it's Formula One. Lando Norris, baby. Come on, Lando. Come on, Lando. Okay, let's go. 𝗧𝗍, is that a coin? 𝗧𝗍. Okay. Again, any tokens from the community, go do your research. I have no idea all of the tokens. Okay. 𝗧𝗍. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Next
I think the ticker is TAI. I think the ticker is TAI.
TAI. This one.
Could be wrong.
Is it this one?
I'm not sure. Let's maybe skip to be safe.
Okay. Let's see here if it is saying anything on this at the moment. It's got it did call longs 2 days ago on this at the moment, and obviously me using TA as well, which is important. Is it's not far from the trend line break, so keep eyes on that. It says it pops coming to the 13 cents at any point. Looking decent. Okay, let's get more known. Yes, Doge. Let's see what he's saying on Doge here at the moment. Doge myself, guys, look how I nailed that short. Oof, absolutely. Look where I told you to TP. Mental. Okay, let's go high time frame. See where Doge. Okay, so no crazy buys over here. Oh, there is. Never mind. We are in long territory. Yes. So remember this indicator, any longs that were previously that are still in play still count as entries. So yes, you have a high time frame trade on Doge, and I actually want to give you my own analysis on Doge as well, as I think Doge is a good token. Look at this, breaking out of the trend, which is good. Okay, but it does also show us that a drop into support. So anyway, here the early 16 to late 15-cent mark looks like a strong buy on Doge. From that, next push to 22 to 24 cents over there too. Okay, amazing. Let's go next one. AVAX, yes. Let's see what AVAX is staying over here. Okay, we nailed the shorts 2 days back. Actually want to see the different time frames here. Yes, there's longs. Okay, so I want to show you guys over here. It's not just yet though. So I'm going to go here to my charts here and just show you guys. Okay, so AVAX, a pullback to the areas of the mid 17, and then we get ready for a push into the mid 25% mark over there too. Okay, amazing. Let's do one more. Guys, before we do it, quick shout out. Remember, I'm going to be filling up another school very soon. 23 days. My next school is happening. Make sure you join my school. There are 2 big exchanges to sign up for right now. The first one is BTCC. If you don't have a BTCC account, you know the other day I gave one person access that had a BTCC account. We're still finding out if they do have BTCC accounts. I know we're busy with that at the moment, but you get up to 10 to 15% in bonuses on any first-time deposits. I'm building a lot with these guys. They're incredible. Proud to have them as my partners as well. If you're looking for exchange account, here is a great one, BTCC. The next one, okay, is WEEX. Now, WEEX gives you 20% deposit bonuses as well, right? Incredible. And you can get a nice little coupon if you're one of the first ones to sign up now within today. Right, I think we're getting another 100 of them. You can get up to $100 by signing up today. Once you have done that, go below in the description. Let's bring it up over here, okay? And sign up for Sniper School. Sign up for school. It is free by using the exchange link, and you get in. So big shout outs. Join the school over here. Fantastic. Okay, let's jump back in. Let's go another one, sir. Casper. We haven't seen Casper for a while. Let's go. We haven't seen Casper for a while. Guys, you missed the weekend streams. Let me know. You guys are going to get so tired of me soon. I got such a big announcement coming. You're going to get very tired of me because you're going to see more shows than ever. Okay, this one is still in trend. Okay, so still in trend, which means, again, prepare for the support buys on Casper over here, but don't miss the trend breakout. When it breaks out, we're getting ready. Let's zoom out and show you guys. We are getting ready. That's a double bottom on high time frame as well. All right, so that's a good sign. So let's jump in over here. Double bottom play over here, and we should get ready for a pop to 20 cents. So yes, this could be up to 100% higher time frame trade. When it comes to trading it more actively, wait for the trend line to break over here. Guys, again, we have been through a crazy couple of months together. You know, obviously we've been for a couple of years together, but the last couple of months have been insane. We went bull. We were the #1 in the world by far when it comes to us being the bull channel, and me specifically when the markets are moving strong. Then it went through really tough times with Trump walking in the doors. A lot of uncertainty this year. Alts have struggled, but again, the bull's going to return, and when the altcoins return again, there's no better place. We're going to trade our asses off together, and we're going to achieve our goals together. And I will be confronting, and I'll confront it now, and I'm going to put it out another video. I was an idiot a couple of months ago. I was quite stupid, right? Because when you start to, there's two different versions of yourself. There's one that comes from ego, and there's one that's a real part of you, right? Of who you really are. And sometimes on this journey, I've been caught up in social media and what people want and what they kind of make you do to get attention and these type of things. And sometimes you come from a wrong place. And I put out a very, very stupid tweet. And I want to say sorry. And I also want to say that I deserve to be humbled from it too, right? Saying that if there wasn't a bull market in 6 months, I'm going to quit YouTube forever, right? Now, I'm putting a tweet out on this again because there's 2 ways I can do this. I can make those naysayers and whatever, I can make them happy by committing to it. But who the fuck, like, who am I to my community then? I promise you guys, I will fight a bull market with you. And I promise you that I'll be with you so we can all retire and change our lives. And because I was a stupid idiot, okay, that spoke from ego, okay, and now I've got to sit here and humble myself. And you know what? I'd rather humble myself than run away like a chicken, right? I'm staying until we are all financially retired. I'll fight another very, very strong bull market with you, and I'll give my absolute all. I'm sorry for coming from my ego, and I won't do that again. I'm learning on this journey. There's a lot of things I've had to learn on this journey. But me being this ego person, oh, I'm going to delete this, whatever, that's not Sheldon. And I deserve to be humbled for it. But I'm here for the community and those who back and are part of it. And I ain't leaving you. And I'm sorry for saying stupid things out there. I love you guys, and I'll be with you till the end. Another bull market, another very strong bull market. Let's achieve our dreams. Then I'll maybe take a break. Until then, I'm going to work harder than ever. Love you guys lots. Have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow, same time. Bring your coffee. Goodbye.